So I want to address what happened in Charlottesville, and since people are going to try to figure out where I stand on this, I'm going to say right out that both sides are stupid. That I don't think that's a controversial position, even though it is. Both sides are stupid. Are they equally stupid? I'm going to say yes. If one side is more in the wrong than the other, it's nitpicking at that point because they're both just so wrong. The thing is, the reaction, the media reaction to all this is fueling the alt-right. The alt-right is getting stronger because of what happened in Charlottesville. Or I should say, because of the reaction in Charlottesville. Because the thing is, there were two different hate groups in Charlottesville. There were Antifa and sections of Black Lives Matter, from what I hear. And then there's the white nationalists. But the thing is, we're only talking about the one. And that's why the alt-right exists, because the other side, Antifa and them, seem to be getting a free pass, for the most part, from all the politicians and the mass media. They're getting a free pass. And the right is saying, well, if they're getting a free pass, then why can't we? The right is saying, well, if the left can play identity politics, then why can't we? If the left can create groups defending their race, then why can't we? That's all it is. The alt-right is just saying, we're not being treated equally, so we're going to go nuts. We're going to go just as nuts as the far left is. And I think that's a stupid tactic. I don't agree with it at all. I think that's dumb. I think to defeat identity politics, you can't embrace identity politics on the opposite side. That's stupid. The thing is, if you're calling everyone a Nazi, you're going to get legit Nazis. If you're calling everyone, if you're calling Steve Miller and Bannon, who I know at least Stephen Miller is Jewish, but if you're going to call everyone Nazis, you're going to radicalize people further to the right. And the thing that I keep in mind in that, while I do hate both groups equally for the most part, I know that to the left, to a lot of the left, I am considered a Nazi just because I am center-right. Because more and more people in the mainstream are considering people like me, and even people that are center-left, Nazis. And that's why you're going to get a bit of sympathy to the alt-right. And the bit of sympathy that you've seen. If you really want to stop them, if you legitimately want to stop them, and not just complain and just virtue signal and say I'm against fascism and that. If you legitimately want to stop them, then you have to fight identity politics on both sides. Because the far right is a response to the far left. So long as the far left can get away scot-free, the alt-right will continue to grow. So if you want to stop them, I'm not saying that you need to turn away from the alt-right and focus on the alt-left or on the far left. I'm saying you have to oppose all identity politics. You have to fight political correctness just as much as you have to fight the alt-right. Because the left is escalating, and the alt-right is escalating as a response. So again, I'm not saying, it's all the left's fault. But the left is definitely fueling it, the mainstream left. So if you want to stop the alt-right, you have to point out identity politics and stop it. If any person of any race or whatever is trying to advance themselves based on their race, you have to say no. If there's a law in the books that mentions race at all, cut it, oppose it. Because right now the law is not treating people equally, as we have seen. The law is treating the far right groups unfairly in comparison to the far left. That's the thing. It's I don't like them. I don't like the far right people. But this is the truth. This is why they are rising up, because the left is legitimizing them by treating them unfairly. So what you have to do is just take your reaction to the alt-right and spread it across the board. And I know one of the reactions might be, the far left, the Antifa, they haven't killed anyone. Well, it's not because they haven't been trying. It's because they suck at it. Just look at the bike lock guy. Eric Clanton, is that his name? The guy that attacked someone with a bike lock? It's not because they haven't tried to kill people. It's because they suck at it. And Charlottesville is showing that things are getting increasingly violent. And the only way to stop that is to have discussions, to have conversations, to debate them. Because so many people are like, oh, I'm not going to debate these people. These people are... Well, you're just going to make it worse. You're just going to make it worse. If you're trying to say, oh, these people don't deserve any kind of... Well, I don't think they deserve much. But, again, you got to treat the radical groups equally. When they start committing violence, that's when you got to shut them down. Until then, let them talk. Debate them. That's how you stop them. Because until then, it's just going to get worse.